in on the movie Ghost.
Right.
There was some kind of little. Anyways, hi, my name is Rafael Rivera.
And I'm Nick Snow.
I should probably take this out of. And we're here to give our uncensored, unfiltered, and often
Unsolicited
points of view on pop culture, TV, and movies. And we're here to talk about American Horror Story episode, or I should say AHS. What are we doing here? 1984. Where are we?
What life do we live?
1984 and episode 4, which is like literally
Episode 5.
Oh,
right?
5, yeah.
So like if you're scrolling through our channel and you're
Yes.
like, where's the recap
There
for
it is.
2? Where's the recap for 3? Where is the recap for 4?
And I take
One of
the
us
blame.
was gallivanting, frolicking throughout Puerto Rico.
I wouldn't call it frolicking. I would say more like I was a little freaked out about Chupacabra. Like I was like, we're in the jungle, and I'm like, we're hiking, we're at the peak, and I'm like, it's getting dark. We need to go. We're like 80 in the middle of 87,000 acres, and I don't want some Chupacabra or alien coming and finding us. And no, ma'am. No.
Well, regardless, we'll try and maybe flashback when we need to certain key points.
Oh, absolutely.
But yeah, if you're looking for those videos, you're not missing them. They just do not exist.
And and for the sake of being current, we said let's just stick to the timeline and not even go back there. Let's just keep it moving forward and not waste your time. So,
Because a lot has happened, so that would be like a 2-hour video trying to catch
oh
up.
my god. So wait, before we jump into it, can I just say I knew I was right about Madge?
Margaret Voorhees, you mean?
Yes, but
With
I
that
like calling her
axe?
Madge. I like calling her Madge because that's what you gave her.
Yeah, you know.
She was like, oh Jesus.
Well, we come to find out she's quite the shrewd individual.
Oh my god, zealot. Yes, she is a zealot. So let's start from the top, right? Let's we started off in 1980, 4 years prior, and we get the fake Nurse Rita. I don't know the psychologist, her backstory.
Donna?
Donna
Chambers?
That's I don't know. Donna Chambers. That sounds so General Hospital.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, she faked to be a nurse, so
It fits. You're right.
Maybe
So
that's
what's
their
going
goal for it.
on? What's going on? She breaks into this house. I thought she was stalking a lover. It happens to be her
Yes.
father.
Because it was kind of dark and she was across the street, so you couldn't really tell, and then she got really upset. So I was thinking, oh, boyfriend, cheating,
Right,
she's about to
right.
walk in. So she goes into the house, sneaks in, and she hears a noise in the bedroom. And so then she's trying to beat down the door, and she's saying, okay, well, get dressed because I'm coming in.
Yeah, like you better be decent. I know what you're doing in there.
Right.
Yeah.
But she didn't say dad, did she, that whole time?
No.
No, so you're still, I feel like they were trying to like lead us down the path
They,
of lover.
of course they
Yeah.
did. Of course they did.
So she opens the door and
You get a disemboweled woman on a bed.
Creepier than that was the collage of photos of all the
Yeah.
previous victims.
Yes, this is trophies. It's
Yikes.
trophies.
Lots of trophies of this.
There was a lot of Polaroids, right? There were Polaroids.
Yeah, they were.
And then he shows up, and she's like, "Oh my god!" And then he explains that it's a hunger that he can't satisfy.
So it kind of turns into an overarching theme, definitely of the episode, but also I would say of the entire season. Because she's kind of fighting that and saying, I'm a psychologist, I can help you,
Right.
no one's born that evil.
Right.
And he's like, oh, we all have it inside of us, especially you're the daughter of evil.
Yes. It's
Yikes.
genetic.
Right.
So yeah, that was a great way to start the show. Actually, I kind of liked it that they went back.
Yeah.
They love the going back and forth. We know that. We know to
Right.
expect that now from American Horror Story. They like to go back and forth and do these backstories. But I think this was valid because it always resonated with me that when she met with Jingles, that she was like, he's like, what's in it for you? She goes, I have my reasons. And she has obviously this fascination to kind of figure out why her father was the way he was.
Right.
And obviously it was to no avail, and he winds up killing himself.
Yeah. Pretty bloody, just right through the neck.
So then we go back to the camp, and then everyone is kind of regrouping. Xavier with his scars from the oven. It was just,
Oh.
his career's ruined.
He'll never be on the cover of TV Guide
I
now.
didn't know he had a career, actually. That's the funny part.
Maybe not in a genre he was hoping
Not
for.
in the genre, exactly.
Can we just talk about the meme real quick? But it's Erica Jane from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, the one where she's saying, "I'm gonna give them what the gays want." But someone said that was in reference to Ryan Murphy making, what's his name? Cody Fern say daddy on screen. I saw that on Twitter, maybe.
Yes,
Giggled quite a bit.
that is, oh my god, the fact that yes, in the car when he's like, yes, daddy, you know, like, oh my god.
Just the way he said it was great.
It was awesome. So these guys, I guess, are trying to plot a way to escape. Xavier wants to start a huge bonfire, and I'm like, isn't it too soon? Your wounds haven't healed yet.
Okay, that's what I was thinking this entire time. Like, sir, you are way too close to all this heat. Like, your skin is still like boiling up. Can we back away? And then he like basically gets a torch and is like, no, we do not need this.
He must think he's like, you know, the flaming torch from, you know, Marvel comics or something. Like, he just.
Yeah, I didn't really think that was quite sound advice. So let's just burn it all down. That'll bring some, you know, like,
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it would eventually bring the fire department to the camp, but
yeah,
I don't know. I think there's better ways to go about that.
There definitely would be. I would say so. Yeah. But I just the writers picked the wrong person to have that fire tantrum. It should have been someone else.
Yeah.
You know, that was going hysterical, not him picking up. You would think he would be a little gun shy and not wanting to do that for sure. And can we backtrack, because from the previous episode, like, why does he still have hair? He was locked in the oven. All that
The hair, the clothes, like
it didn't make sense. Yeah, just
but,
saying. Just thought I'd
yeah.
point it out. You
But
know?
shout out to Queen Birdie for saving him. R.I.P. Chef Birdie.
Rest in peace.
Gone too soon.
Gone way too soon, because she was the sarcastic, dry comic relief we needed in this series. So what happens after that? They split up. They do the Scooby-Doo thing again.
Split up again.
And they're like, you know, Shaggy and Velma, you go this way. Daphne and Fred are gonna hit it on in the tunnel that way. But in this case, it's Madge and our jock. They are left alone and they're rowing.
So yeah, this was a little bit iffy for me as well. She's like, oh, I saw a light across the lake. Let's row across this lake in the pitch black and we'll get some help.
Like, don't you think, like, bitch, I'm not getting in the boat with you
Right.
in the dark in this lake.
Like, especially after poor Chet had fallen on that spike. Like,
He's not
he
fully
does not need to
recovered.
be. He is not the one. But obviously, Montana has the ulterior motive of trying to get Brooke alone so that she can either
Make an
kill her
attempt.
or make sure that she is
Or make
killed.
out with her.
Yeah, she's kind of all over the place with her.
Montana's like a little cuckoo. Like, she's like,
Yeah.
I want to F you or I'm going to kill you. I don't understand. I don't know where she's coming from.
Well,
She's
we just needed to attend one of her midnight man aerobics classes. That's all I know.
If she's passing out the drugs, yes, I will go.
God. Only if she plays Cyndi Lauper,
Just
though.
joking. Yeah, she has to play Cyndi Lauper. Or Whitney Houston.
Oh, yeah.
So Madge is basically leading him down this path of a conversation that she's going to reform him, or he needs to repent his sins. I know what kind of boy you are, and I know that she says something about, I know that you're not a boy. You have to
I can tell the real ones from
the real ones from the fake ones, yes. And so she decides to absolve him by paddle. So that was a horrible way to go.
That was real aggressive.
Very. I think she's got a lot going on. She needs
I mean, it's got to be tough to kind of put on that front of the, church lady, pretty much.
You're probably right.
When you got
this
all that
energy,
inside of you.
Yes, and she's got to release it. So
when she releases it,
Margaret, you need therapy. Definitely therapy. We can help you. Rita can help you.
True. That's so true. Maybe we'll get there.
I think it might happen. Rita and her can probably can help each other out. So what happened after that? Right. Brooke runs into Ray.
Mixed feelings on this.
Bow chicka bow wow.
Yeah. So we want to talk about that now?
Absolutely. This is what this is for.
So, what are the mechanics of hooking up with a ghost?
Yes, a coitus between the living and the dead.
It seemed to be pleasurable for her. And she can touch him, so I guess
something's happening.
She can touch all parts of
And
him.
I think maybe it has to do with the ghost feel that they're alive and they can do it. Wait a minute, let's go back to Murder House.
I think we're going back to Murder House, whether we like it or not.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. It's what happened with, what's his name, Tate, in the rubber suit, impregnating.
That's right. See, I was just going to say, maybe having sex with a ghost is the way to go because you can't get pregnant, but
Jinkies.
That theory got debunked.
Yes, it sure did. So kudos to Rave. Bow chicka bow wow.
Until she opens the refrigerator and finds his chopped off head.
That's a buzzkill. For him, I would have been, that's, no, that's horrible.
Really ruined the moment.
Of course it did. Of course it did. So what happened after that? Oh, Ramirez and Rita in the woods. So
right. So she had seen him get resurrected.
And she's all, holy Jesus, what's happening? He's like, no, it's
Not
only
Jesus.
Satan.
There's a big difference between the Jesus believers and the Satan believers as far as what happens to you at this camp.
It is huge. And he was just pretty much said, I know everything. Like, I know what happened with you and your dad. I know what happened with you and Jingles. And she was like, WTF? And then Daddy goes to shows up and says, it's DNA.
It's
this
inside
way,
you.
This way.
You can fight it for so long, but it's inside you.
It is. It's so crazy. Yeah.
Can I just say, this is going back to like maybe episode 2 or 3, but I think Ramirez and Margaret would actually have been a really hot couple. When they had that scene together, I was like, I'm feeling this. I'm actually feeling this.
I downloaded the song. It was Herb Alpert. Yeah, Herb Alpert's. It was a good song.
So, I don't know. Maybe still time. Still time.
Absolutely. I mean, we're only halfway through, right?
Yes.
We're only halfway through, and it's about to be dawn. So it was 5 episodes for one night, one evening. It was a lot.
Action-packed night at the Camp Redwood.
It's just, there was a lot happening. So Rita gets the Ramirez encounter. Dad pops in, her dead dad pops in and tell her this is the way, this is how it should be. It's genetic. Ramirez is like, yes, you're evil, it's inside you. And what happens after that? Then we go back to, I'm trying to remember, what do we happen after that? Ramirez and Rita. Her ghosts, it's genetic. Xavier goes cray-cray. Wants to start the fire. Montana was going to axe Brooke. Okay, we got that.
Yeah.
And then just before dawn, there's an encounter with Jingles and Madge, right? Is what happens after that.
I don't remember which happens first. Jingles runs into faux Nurse Rita.
Right.
And she's basically like, please kill me. Like,
yes,
she can't.
Correct.
She can't really process or handle what's kind of been laid out in front of her.
Right.
So he's like, that's too easy. You deserve to live with what you've done.
Yes, he did. Yes, you have a good memory. You do have a good memory.
That one, because I thought her backstory was really cool. Then we got more of it, and so this episode was like kind of her episode and kind of closing the first half of the season. So that was like a big scene.
But you blame Jingles because he had explained to her, look, it turns out I'm not the murderer, and you guys had me in here, XYZ, blah blah blah.
Right.
So he's like, you're onto your own devices. But there's certain things about how things come around, because then there's the Jingles running into Madge. She's about to.
He's all about killing her.
Yes.
Yeah.
And he was about to, and then Xavier steps in, and it's like, here's karmic retribution again. It's like, well, Jingles, you weren't a murderer, but now you are a murderer, and here's the repercussions of that.
Oh, God. And
So.
Xavier obviously doesn't know. He's like, hey, this creep tried to cook me in an oven.
Right.
So he goes a little Katniss Everdeen and gets out his bow and arrow.
So can we just pause there? So he's an aerobics instructor, porn actor, allegedly TV actor, and now he's an expert archer.
I don't know. I think he had a promising future, to be honest.
He had some skills.
Yeah.
He had some skills.
Too bad.
So he takes a shot at Jingles, and Margaret's let loose, and then this is where I get a little muddled. It's close to dawn. Kids are arriving.
We'll get to that.
And then it's Brooke and Montana going at it again.
Well, first, Jingles dies from all the arrows inside of him, and
And
Xavier thinks, "Oh, I've saved the day." I think he does like a goofy little dance, maybe.
Yes.
And he's expecting probably Margaret to be like, "Oh, thank you."
Yes. And
Instead, she's like, "Here's this huge butcher knife. Let me stab you to death."
Yes, that's right.
So that was a quick turn.
That was her way of saying thank you.
Yeah. So that really turned around on Xavier and her. So I think that kind of wraps up then. Then we go into the longest fight scene I've ever seen.
Okay, this was total
it's
Kill
all
Bill.
over the camp.
This was total Kill Bill.
It so was.
This was total Kill Bill. This was like when Uma Thurman and Daryl Hannah face off with the Utari Hansu sword. And I'm glad that Brooke took Montana out.
Brooke is scrappy.
Brooke is very scrappy, and she confessed that she's been another person to Ray earlier.
Yes.
So we got that Brooke's full backstory, that she was pretending to be someone she really wasn't her whole entire life, and it was because of her fiance.
Which
it's just
girls, listen. When the red flags are there, pay attention to them.
What's your quote from Ghost? You a danger girl.
I'm just saying, this guy never would even give you the time of day when you were beating him, when you were outperforming him. And then as soon as you lower your standards and you let him think he's top of the class, now he wants you.
And then it becomes, who are you?
Yeah.
Who are you? Yeah.
It's no wonder he snapped at the altar and tried to murder everybody.
Yeah, that was...
Should have seen it coming.
She should have seen it coming.
She should have.
Which
she said, she kind of admits that she's like, I didn't really feel that this was going in the best direction, but,
Well, Brooke went from she came from this weird character, and you pegged it. You're like, I don't know about her. There's something about her. And now we get her backstory. Yeah. Now all of a sudden she's Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And I think she's going to be like the Sarah Paulson character from Asylum, She'll come out on top
definitely
at the
going
end.
to an asylum, I would say.
I think she'll come out on top at the end of this. I think she'll be like that. What's her
name?
See Lana that. Winter or whatever.
Yes.
Oh, God. I think she's going to be like the Lana.
That was
Winter.
Such a good ending.
Mm-hmm. I have a feeling Brooke is. So my money's on Brooke for now, because she's a survivor. She got away from Ramirez twice. She was able to. Who was the one that got her in the net? Rita. Yeah, Rita got her too. And she got
the horse tranquilizers. Yeah.
So
dang. She went through a lot.
So Brooke, my money's on Brooke, because all she wants to do is just love somebody.
Well, I was kind of hoping that when the campers arrived, they would just see dead bodies everywhere. But we got even one better, because they witnessed Brooke stab Montana 20 times to the chest.
It's just something about children screaming.
The shrieking's hilarious.
I just love children shrieking.
But I also love how the bus driver didn't immediately pull off. He was just kind of sat there do I let these kids off the bus or not?
I think this is why I enjoy this season. It's being camping and making fun of slasher movies, but that's what was campy about slasher movies, because we all have to think. Us in the audience always have to think for the characters.
It's given me a lot of Scream Queens, kind of, so I'm definitely feeling all of that. Ray's death for his head, just ridiculously got chopped off and flew through the air. Was definitely a Scream Queens kind of death scene.
So wait, let's rewind a little bit and recap. We got to talk about how Ramirez hooks up with Jingles, right?
Oh, the Freddy vs. Jason scene.
No, about how he's
the Thelma Louise scene.
They ride off into the sunset to LA.
Right. So is LA, is that where the Hotel Cortez is?
It is where the Hotel
Okay.
Cortez is. It's also where the Sandra Burhout Church of Satan is at.
We don't
too.
bring that up.
Oh, sorry.
Mhm.
But yeah, that's where they are, in LA. So there could be several reasons for
And
that.
he appeared in Hotel Ramirez, right?
He does.
Okay.
He knows
Alright.
of it. So that's
That
must
could be-
his, well, that was his in
There
real
were
life.
so
That was a
many-
former residence.
Right, and there were so many people in that room at that huge dinner that.
A lot of serial killers.
So I mean, Jingles could have been in there. We wouldn't have been looking for him because we didn't really,
Right. He could have been
So,
washing his hands in the
yeah.
restroom or
So that may be.
stringing some ears from Mr. March. I made your necklace.
So maybe that it could be heading that direction.
But did you notice that when they, so the end of the toward the end where Brooke is apprehended because Madge or Margaret pins the murders on her because Jingles is not around.
Okay, have you seen Scream 4?
No.
Okay, so big time spoiler alert. I think we talked about this before, but so Ember Roberts is the killer on that one.
Mhm.
And at the end of the movie, she has to make it look like she survived an attack. So she does all these crazy things. She like throws herself through a glass table.
Oh, to make it
She holds a knife up to the wall and like shoves it. So when Margaret stabbed herself in the thigh, I
Yes.
thought that was like a little callback there,
Yes.
at least in my mind.
Yes.
But
No, Margaret is done this before. This was like part 2 for her, like act 2 scene.
she had to chop her
4.
ear off last time. This time she just had to
Yeah.
stab
So she
herself
was
in
like,
the
"Yeah,
thigh.
stab myself fine, it'll heal. I still got my other ear." So so she pegs it on Brooke. Brooke gets
Yeah.
apprehended. The paramedics tries to take Ray's pulse. There's no pulse. They
She didn't
card-
seem that concerned though. She was like, get him to the hospital.
Yeah, I was getting
We'll
the
figure
hospital
it
probably
out."
broken, something. And they take off, and Ray stays behind.
Yeah.
And I think it has to do with, but Jingles and Ramirez can leave, and they're ghosts. Well, Ramirez is reborn. Is Jingles a ghost, or is he reborn?
See, I was wondering if he even died that first time when Margaret shot him a bunch of times. I don't know.
So I'm thinking that he might be a ghost force, and he's allowed to leave because he accepted Satan. That was Ramirez's thing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right? Like, so there's definitely,
That's a game changer for sure.
yeah. And Ray is stuck there because he doesn't know any better.
And when Brooke first saw Ray in this episode, I was thinking, okay, he's kind of similar to the hiker guy because they had kind of a guilty conscience. They were trying to flee instead of help.
Right.
So I was kind of thinking maybe there's that kind of tie-in.
Right.
But then as we see, I mean, I don't think Montana feels too guilty about anything.
No, but she might stick around too. I'm interested to see
Right.
if she comes back to life as well. So there goes our theory. So it's not a time portal. There's
Yeah.
something about that piece of land that
Right.
traps people. They're just like Cortez, the Hotel Cortez does. If you get murdered there, you got stuck there in purgatory.
Right. But my question then is, where are all the ghosts from 1970? Why is it just the hiker?
The murdered kids.
Yeah.
Mm.
Where did they go?
Yeah, I don't know.
Where did Trevor go?
He hasn't come back yet. He's
We
probably still
haven't
at the
seen
bottom of
him.
the lake. He's probably still.
No, Trevor the.
Oh, the porn star
Trevor.
guy. Right, Matthew
Trevor.
Morrison. Yes. How can I forget? Trevor.
We see Chet in the preview for next week,
Okay.
I believe.
Okay.
But Trevor we didn't see.
So maybe those are people.
Actual Nurse Rita, we haven't seen her.
So it might be people that have some kind of unrest. That's
Maybe.
that need some issues that need to be resolved. Oh, a little trivia. Jonas, the hiker, the scramble the letters. It's Jason.
Yes, I saw that on Twitter.
Jason Voorhees.
Good one. That's a good one.
That's wonderful.
Yes.
That's wonderful. So my favorite moment, I think, before we sign off, what's your favorite moment?
I think probably at the end with Montana.
Yes.
When she I don't remember what the exact line she says, but she's basically saying, like, we can be gods and y'all are boring.
She made a Ghostbusters reference.
Yeah, she's like, it's not Montana. That was
I'm like,
it.
oh god.
And she's like, kidding, come on, like,
Yeah.
we're stuck here forever. Let's have some fun with
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
That cracked me because it's like, okay, she's still got her sense of
She
humor.
still has her sense of
Yeah.
humor, and hopefully she'll be a better person out of it now that she's dead.
doesn't look like she's off to a great start, but
So my favorite moment would be the Kill Bill moment where they're
Yes,
kicking ass.
yes.
I'm like, oh, I wanted to grab the
Right.
popcorn and watch that whole thing. I think I need to go back and watch it again now. I think I enjoy it.
Okay, so last couple questions I have is faux Nurse Rita. She didn't die. She got away.
She got away.
So what do we think is going to happen with her?
Do you think she's going to turn to the dark side and come back, or she's just done? Her narrative is done. I have a feeling she might come back.
Yeah, I just wonder if this is how this is going to influence her work.
Is she going to join the dark side?
Right.
I have a feeling she will. I predict she will.
It's kind of leaning that way.
Mhm.
And then what do we think is going to happen with Margaret?
Oh my God, Margaret. She's just going to pretend like nothing's happened, welcome all the campers, and still continue to collect ears and do God's work. That's what I think she's going to do in her head.
True.
I
What
think-
she sees and what we see, I think, are two different things.
I think that's what's going to happen in her world. I think she's still going to run the show like nothing's
Right.
happened. This is a clean place. This is God's work. It's clean. We need to clean you now. So
Yeah, I just wonder if someone's gonna put together like, this woman survived 2 slaughters at this camp. Like, is that a little suspicious? We'll see.
We'll see. Well, I'm looking forward to the next episode. I'm kind of relieved. It's kind of really taken a turn into an interesting direction.
Yeah, I mean, it feels like these 5 episodes alone could have almost been a season by themselves.
I feel you mentioned you feel like they might have given away too much already. You're a little apprehensive, yeah.
So I'm very intrigued, a little cautious, but I'm intrigued about what's left to
What's
unfold.
next? What's
Yes.
next? There's still time for Sarah Paulson to come back.
I mean, next episode is the 100th episode of the show.
Oh, so we might get a surprise.
So there could be, I don't know, on the previews, it did like a little flash of every single season. So some people are theorizing that there's going to be some kind of callback to every single season in the 100th episode.
Oh, like a recap? Like
No, just like something that'll show like a little Easter egg from every single season.
Not Easter eggs, yes.
So we'll have to see if we can find those.
That would be cool. Okay guys, you're gonna have to pay attention and let's see if we can collect those Easter eggs in the next one. That'll be kind of cool.
Pressure's on.
The pressure's on. It's gonna be fun.
It will be.
This is gonna be fun. 'Cause there's already been a few references already.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
I think the ones that are missing are probably Freak Show, and Coven. There wasn't anything there. So
True.
yeah, it'll be fun. So we'll see you guys next week. Thanks for watching.
See ya.